When I moved into my first apartment, I thought the hardest part of starting life alone would be money. I was wrong. The place was small, quiet, and surprisingly cheap, but I didn't question it because I was proud to finally have something of my own. The landlord handed me the keys quickly and avoided eye contact. Before leaving, he casually said that if I heard noises at night, it was just an old building. I laughed at the time and didn't think much of it. The first night passed without incident, which made me feel foolish for even remembering his comment. On the second night, just after midnight, I woke up to the sound of footsteps inside the apartment. They were slow and steady, moving from the kitchen toward my bedroom. I lay still, telling myself it was nothing, until the footsteps stopped directly outside my door. I stayed frozen, listening, convinced that something was standing there, waiting. After that night, the apartment no longer felt the same. Small things were different every day. Chairs weren't where I remembered leaving them. Cupboards were slightly open, and the air sometimes carried a cold, damp smell that didn't belong in a place someone was actively living in. What frightened me most was the pattern. When I stayed up late, the noises waited. When I went to bed early, they came sooner. It felt like whatever was in that apartment was learning me. One night, I came home later than usual and noticed every light was on. I knew I never left lights on. I stood outside the door for a long moment before unlocking it, and that's when I heard breathing coming from inside my bedroom. It was slow and calm, as if whoever or whatever was there wasn't afraid of being discovered. I didn't go inside that night. I slept somewhere else, telling myself I'd sort everything out in the morning. The next day, I asked a neighbor about the apartment. He hesitated before answering, and then told me that people moved in, but no one ever stayed long. When I asked why, he looked toward my door and said I was the first person who had lasted more than 3 nights. That was all I needed to hear. I went back inside, packed my things, and decided I was leaving immediately. As I locked the door for the last time, I heard a single knock from inside the apartment. It wasn't loud or violent. It sounded almost polite, like a quiet acknowledgement. I didn't turn around. I never went back. Some places don't want you to stay forever. They just want to know you were there. If you want to hear more stories like this, subscribe to True Night Terrors, because some homes never truly become empty.